All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Lifestyle by SK, with wine, cigars, relationships, create that tapestry of extraordinary experience. Excuse my dress code here. I am, as you already know, out here riding on the trail and everything, getting my daily exercise and everything on the bike. But it's a really good time, really pleasant time for me to basically record because I can just stop at any point in time, just kind of get my thoughts together and everything, and just come up with some really good, authentic material. Now, my focus for today, I'm going to talk with the fellas today because there's some things that's just been on my heart as I've been riding here that I wanted to drop into you all's mind, get your thoughts and perspectives on. But how many of you brothers out there are not in your child or your children's life? That's what I want to talk about today. And this is utterly important. And what made me think about this is yesterday when I was at an event with the kids and everything, I noticed that there were other kids that had their fathers there, their mothers there, their grandparents, their aunties and uncles, right? And so they were all from, of course, different backgrounds, whether they were Indian, white, or whatever. But that didn't necessarily mean that the kids who were black didn't their fathers could have been at work, you know. But what I'm getting at here is that it seems that everybody else had the time to have the opportunity, and their parents had time or made time to come to the kids' event. So I started thinking, how neat would it be? How beneficial would it be to the kids' life to have had their parents, both of their parents, there at the event as they were doing the concert? So then I began to really ponder on the thought, if we can start back from choosing our mates or people that we are with, choosing our spouses wisely, choosing the people that we decide to reproduce with wisely, would that equal us being able to maintain consistent relationships from the time that you all start dating past the time when you all start and decide to have kids together? And so, brothers, what I'm urging here is, I know that the baby mamas can be extremely difficult at times to deal with, but could we do a better job in selecting the baby mamas and really taking them through the field test to make sure that they are the right people to be with before we start laying down and sleeping with? And by us doing that, that gives us the opportunity to have those successful marriages, because I'm all about couples working together, as I always say, to build a solid foundation for their family. Wherever you are, when you look around you, ask yourself, do you see couples? Do you see non-black couples together with the kids out and about, in the grocery store, at the mall, at the zoo? Do we see that? And if so, is that something that we want? And if we want that particular type of lifestyle, then how can we choose the better mates? And it is very possible to choose the right woman, fellas. It is very possible. We get stuck, I know, seeing a woman from backside first, seeing her from the front, and we look and we're attracted to her body, and we just go crazy. And then you end up sleeping with her, y'all end up having a kid, and then all of a sudden she's just bad. You didn't see those red flags, and now she's having to be a single mother, and you dipped and got gone out of the picture. So can we look past the physical aspect in terms of don't just look for whether she's fit or have a body and you just attracted to that. You need to ask yourself, how can I position myself to make sure that I have the absolute best person that I want to move forward with? How can I move beyond that? Where do I see myself with this person? If you're just dating, to be dating, you like to spend that kind of money, you don't want to be tied down with anybody, fellas, that is perfectly fine. But what you can't do is continue to mess over and destroy women who could be potential mates for other men down the line. You can't impregnate a woman, leave her, and then leave some other man being responsible for a step baby daddy. We can't mess them over, messing up the opportunity for the next guy that's down in the picture. Because you have to ask yourself, yes, indeed, this may happen with other races and everything. And we're not about that. I'm speaking specifically directly to you because it is a big issue within the community itself. So at what point can we start making the proper decisions and making sure that we are sitting down with the right people and really making the relationship aspect work? Because I get the fact that even being in college and having gone through college myself, I see how, and I have to continuously compare black and white because that's the majority of the spectrum here in America, black, white, and there's other races as well here, but the biggest comparison you're going to hear is like black and white, and it's not bad. It's just what we physically see on a day-to-day basis. But when you look around and you see more white folks that are together than you do black folks in a marriage, then should we be looking back at the culture and trying to figure out what the issue actually is? So what I want to push, what I want to see is, if I come in contact with any young brother that's out here and he's about to get married, or he done proposed to a young lady, or he's thinking about proposing to a young lady, if I ever came in contact with a young brother like that in that regard, what I will most definitely do is for one, make sure that they get counseling separately and together. The second thing that I would do is ask him the reasons why he thinks that she is the right person, because he will know more than me, of course, right? But every young man needs to have some older gentleman that has been married for a number of years to give them a type of blueprint of boundaries and the expectations of what could come about in a marriage. So fellas, if you are here and you just in your bachelor state and you don't want to be married, don't mess over other women who could be a good fit for somebody else. And so, because when you destroy her and then she ends up meeting the guy who she thinks is right, she's gonna hold out on that guy and not give him her full attention because she's stuck on the dude that she was sleeping with. And so we have to find ourselves at some point, and we have to figure out when is the best time that I need to get out in the public, walk around, see, scout, and figure out whom that I need to be with if I so choose to be in that marriage. And so fellas, we do have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of videos out here of fellas who talk about what the woman is and isn't doing, and that's great. That's going to work for those particular channels out there. But me, I'm going to go at this at a step-by-step approach. So I want to make sure that I talk exclusively to the fellas in this particular video, because you need to hear there are a lot of good women out there. You're just not in the right place at the right time. You have to get off your block. You got to get out from your comfort zone. You have to get out in the public and actually meet and greet people to fully see what the world has to offer. And you're talking to somebody who's traveled all over the world. I've been to many different countries. I have seen so many different types of women out there, fellas. If you are in the right state of mind, you look good, you dress right, you smell good, you got yourself together, you're stable, you'll be surprised the number of women that will give you attention. But it's not just on your block. Don't base your whole analogy off the women that are on your block. Don't base your whole thoughts about marriage just around your block. When you go outside the hood, you go outside of your block, you go outside of your street or your corner, and you go to the other side of town and you go eat and try this place over here, you're going to end up meeting people. You're going to meet people a lot of times who may not look like you. Because a lot of people, they get upset when they see black men with white women and everything, but you don't know their brother's story. So I'm not going to knock the brother over here because he has a non-black woman. But what I am going to say, wholeheartedly 10 toes down, is that we have to be true to ourselves, and we have to clean up the black culture so that way we don't see this whole facade of ratchet black women, what's being spread online, because there are plenty of professional sisters out there, high profile sisters out there that can get with high profile professional brothers. We can do this. So, like, listen, subscribe. Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, and relationships create that tapestry of extraordinary experience. And I want you all to have a very good day.